Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signor, and if you know me, you know I love Airplane. I'm a huge fan of the Zucker brothers, David and Jerry Zucker, along with Jim Abrams, who made my favorite comedy, Airplane, but they also made one of my favorite TV shows, Police Squad, which launched The Naked Gun. So I'm a big fan of Naked Gun. I'm a big fan of their work. Even the sequels, which are entertaining, never were as good as the original series and the first film. However, Naked Gun always has held a good place in my heart. So when I saw this headline, it made me pause. Talking to People magazine, Liam Neeson was out there talking about how he's going to retire from action movies. There's a couple more in the pipeline. I'm going to do this year, he says. He talks about he's 68 and a half, 69 this year. So there's a couple more I'm going to do this year, hopefully allowing, with the pandemic allowing us, a couple in the pipeline. And then I think that will probably be it. Well, unless I'm on a Zimmer frame or something. Neeson has been acting since the mid-'70s and performed in a number of critically acclaimed roles. It wasn't until 2008's Taken, obviously, where he turned into a massively popular action star. His latest film, The Marksman's, in select theaters Friday. He plays a former Marine turned rancher who must leave his life of solitude to protect an 8-year-old boy from drug cartel assassins. I'll probably watch it. I usually watch all of those Liam Neeson action films, even though they're not always good. Sometimes they're weird enough to be fun, like Cold Pursuit. That was weird. So they asked about sort of action roles. What does he think? I like doing it. The scripts are good, kind of like a kid in a candy store. And so then he goes on and talks about, how much longer he can do this. They're very much behind me, his kids. I haven't caught them laughing when I left the room. But now he may be easing back from those high-powered roles, and comedy may be on the horizon. Let's go to this close-up. What? I've been approached by Seth MacFarlane and Paramount Studios to maybe resurrect the Naked Gun films. It'll either finish my career or bring it in another direction. I honestly don't know. I had to pause when I saw this, guys, because as a huge fan of the films, I don't really want to see it. And let's not forget, there was a version that Ed Helms was overseeing for a long time that fell apart. Ed Helms was going to do it. And I, to be perfectly honest, I like Ed Helms, but he's funny. And what made Naked Gun so great was the fact that, Leslie Nielsen wasn't funny per se. He was a serious actor doing comedy. Ed Helms is like a comedian, funny actor. That's always sort of done. But anyway, this is where it left off. Conversation has been happening. It's kind of in the grinding gears of Hollywood. You have to make something that contemporary audience is going to like. We haven't seen many of those slapstick movies in a while, so I'm not sure what the right angle is on it. So clearly unsure what's going to happen. They did that Vacation reboot that Ed Helms did, and I just didn't think it worked. So look, no disrespect to Ed Helms, but it didn't surprise me that one fell apart. But Liam Neeson rebooting Naked Gun from Seth MacFarlane, man, that has me thinking, guys. A lot of you are like, no, but hear me out. I mean, my bigger worry is Seth MacFarlane than it is Liam Neeson. To me, Liam Neeson could be the perfect, respectful way to find the next Leslie Nielsen. You can't replace Leslie Nielsen. I love him. So iconic in everything he's done, and did a lot of dramatic roles back in the day, TV roles, etc. And I implore you, if you're curious, go watch, I'll put it at the end of this video, my Airplane video over on Movie World, where I broke down why it's so funny, how they found Leslie Nielsen, some amazing interviews and stuff from him about it. But the reason that movie worked, as I said in that piece I did over my movie channel, Movie World, was the fact that he was a straight actor, like that just was thrusted in this comedy script from these comedy writers. So it's all about, Liam Neeson is that too. He totally is now action star, serious action star. He's done some comedy stuff. He showed up in Seth MacFarlane's A Million Ways to Die in the West, which, I hated that movie. I did not find that movie funny. I guess I should try and give it one more shot, but I don't think I will. I didn't find the humor funny, and that's why I would be worried, because I actually really like the idea of Liam Neeson trying to do a Naked Gun reboot. If it's funny, could Seth MacFarlane make it funny? I'm very mixed on Seth MacFarlane. Used to love him in the early days of Family Guy classic. I just feel like it's worn its welcome. Now I saw a couple Orvilles and I liked it. And I've seen like Seth MacFarlane speak in interviews. Like, the dude's smart. But I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of all of Seth MacFarlane's recent stuff. I think a lot of times he does resort to sort of the cheap, obvious, risque jokes just for the laugh. So Naked Gun is just a little bit more something special. That doesn't mean he couldn't do it. Ted, for example, right? The first Ted was really funny. I applaud Seth MacFarlane. I thought he was going to have a huge movie career because of that movie. And then Ted 2 happened. When we learned, no, that was not a slam dunk obvious thing for Seth MacFarlane. You know what I mean? Family Guy's still on. Is American Dad still on? I've lost track. But obviously he's still going strong monetarily over there on Fox with Family Guy. And I know it still has its fans. There are Family Guy fans that are out there going to tell me, Andy, what are you talking about? To be fair, I haven't watched Family Guy in a really long time. I've seen it once in a while, but I gave up on it just because I gave up on Simpsons, and I love The Simpsons. I have the entire world of Springfield behind me, and I loved Family Guy for a certain period, but eventually I've gotten back into Simpsons because I've been introducing to my kids thanks to Disney Plus, and it's an easy place to watch it and go catch a lot of the older episodes that I skipped. And I've seen that, some of them actually aren't that bad. So to be fair, I'd have to do that again with Family Guy to see, but that's not one I want to watch with my kids. Family Guy is definitely, Simpsons does have jokes where I'm like, oh, I forgot about that for my little kids, my 9-year-old. But Family Guy's even more of a notch higher. Where you're just like, ooh, I gotta really be careful showing them that. So I haven't gotten it. So as you guys tell me, is Seth MacFarlane still really funny? Do you trust him to handle a property like Naked Gun? I'm very curious. Hit me up, social media, down in the comments below. Let's have a fair conversation because, again, it's possible. I'm not against all remakes and reboots. I do think there are certain styles and genres that it would be nice to bring back. The Naked Gun genre, that spoof genre, I grew up on that stuff, man. That stuff was hilarious to me. And it always was never as good in the sequels, to be fair, but it still was fun. Hot Shots Part 2, there were good stuff. But then you went to remember National Lampoon's Loaded Weapon with Emilio Estevez? When I was a kid, even I sort of laughed a couple times because of the references, but then I sort of was like, ooh. And I rewatched it recently, at least I tried to. I couldn't finish it. It was so abysmal. That's the problem. A lot of the spoof movies just turned into reference movies where it was like, all right, well, what's popular? What can we make fun of? And that's why the best spoof movies were always more broader genre parodies and just funny jokes on jokes on jokes. Yes, Airplane has, Saturday Night Fever and other movie jokes in there for sure, but they're still funny enough that it's like, even if you don't get the reference, it's still funny. Whereas the problem with a lot of epic movies, scary movies type, scary movie was better. I'm talking epic movie, not another teen movie, some of those really bad ones. It just got like, hey, I'm Jack Sparrow, I'm in the movie. And it's like, that's not a joke. You're just throwing in Borat and Jack Sparrow because that's what they thought we wanted to see. There was no funny writing. It was just references, characters. And so I think that's what killed the spoof genre. Now, someone could come back and absolutely figure out how to make the spoof genre work again, and doing it with Naked Gun as a property, putting in Liam Neeson, those are good ingredients. Doesn't mean it's going to work. It could be abysmal, just like A Million Ways to Die in the West was. But what do you think? Could Liam Neeson pull that off? Is Seth MacFarlane? Which one do you trust more, Seth MacFarlane or Liam Neeson? I want to hear your thoughts down below. Or just no, Andy, don't even do it. Don't even consider, you're crazy to think. The only reason I think I'm even humoring it is because I miss the genre. And I know they have to resort to an old franchise to bring it back alive. And if someone could do it right, man, that'd be fun. That'd be fun to have that genre back because I don't feel like anyone's really cracked it. Could these two do it? Again, it's clearly in talks. They're clearly putting the word out there to see, does the audience want to see it? Tell me what you think in the comments down below. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell to all alerts and smash that like button. And then also check out these videos. I'm going to put that airplane video there to the left. Check out Movie World if you haven't already. Subscribe to both channels. Thanks so much for watching, everybody.